How to fix car engine not starting in my summer car. Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, we are tackling one of the most frustrating issues in my summer car. A fully assembled engine that simply refuses to start or ignite. During our extensive internal testing, we encountered this exact scenario where the engine is built. Fluids are topped off, and the tank holds half a tank of gas, but turning the key yields zero ignition. We have compiled the ultimate diagnostic checklist to get your Satsuma running perfectly. Step 1. Game client integrity and official Steam version. Our investigation revealed that a major cause of total ignition failure, despite perfect mechanical assembly and verified valve settings, stems from corrupted game files. We discovered that running unverified or broken versions of the game completely shatters the engine logic. To fix this immediately, you must acquire the official version through Steam and download a fresh installation. After migrating the save file to the official Steam release, our testing confirmed the engine started flawlessly on the first try. Step 2. Deep wiring harness verification. Even if you have professional automotive electrical experience, the game's wiring system can be incredibly deceptive. Our analysis showed that missing even a single hidden connection will completely disable the ignition system, even if the general wiring looks complete. You must equip the wiring mess and meticulously search every single inch of the engine bay, as visual completion does not guarantee functional connections. Click diligently around the ignition coil, fuse box, and starter to ensure no prompt is missed. Step 3. Battery charge and terminal tightening. The Satsuma requires a fully charged battery to crank the starter motor effectively. If you left the battery on the charger too long or bought a dead one from the local store, the car will not start. We recommend purchasing a fresh battery and bolting the positive terminal first, followed strictly by the negative terminal. Step 4. Starter motor bolt inspection. The starter motor is responsible for turning the flywheel, and it requires absolute precision during installation. Our diagnostics show that if the starter is missing its mounting bolts, or if the wiring is loose, turning the key will result in a dead click. Ensure both the mounting bolts and the specific wiring nut are completely tightened with your spanner set. Step 5. Spark plug installation and tightening. Ignition cannot happen without a reliable spark, and the Satsuma is notoriously picky about spark plug installation. We have confirmed that placing the spark plugs into the engine block without fully tightening them with a dedicated spark plug wrench will prevent the engine from firing. Buy a fresh box of spark plugs and tighten all 4 securely into the cylinder head. Step 6. Electrics tube routing. The electrics tube must be properly installed and wired to bridge the main wiring harness to the engine components. During our testing, we found that neglecting the main electrics block completely prevents power from reaching the spark plugs. Ensure the electrics tube is firmly bolted to the firewall and fully integrated with the main wiring mess. Step 7. Fuel line connections. Even with a verified half tank of gas in the vehicle, the fuel must physically reach the carburetor to initiate combustion. Teknobalta's engineering team discovered that loose fuel lines at the tank output or fuel pump input will instantly starve the engine. Grab your wrench set and verify that all specific fuel line nuts are completely secured. Step 8. Fuel pump mechanical operation. The fuel pump operates mechanically off the camshaft and requires strict adherence to assembly rules. If the fuel pump is damaged or missing its vital gasket, fuel will not flow regardless of tank levels. Inspect the pump for wear and ensure the dual mounting bolts are fully tightened to the engine block. Step 9. Distributor timing adjustment. Ignition timing determines exactly when the spark plugs fire during the compression stroke. If the distributor is improperly tuned, the engine will either backfire constantly or fail to start altogether. We recommend loosening the distributor screw, rotating it until you hear a sharp chirping noise, and then backing it off slightly before tightening. Step 10. carburetor air-fuel ratio tuning. A bad air-fuel mixture will choke the engine before it can sustain an idle state. Our team utilizes the air-fuel ratio gauge to achieve the optimal mixture of 14.7 for smooth operation. If you lack the gauge, carefully adjust the carburetor screw by counting the clicks from the leanest position until the exhaust smoke turns a clear gray. Step 11. Valve and rocker shaft tuning. Incorrect valve clearance will completely destroy the engine's internal compression cycle. Although third-party editor tools might show the valve settings as completely normal, we strongly advise a manual verification. Scroll the mouse wheel all the way down on each rocker shaft screw, then scroll exactly 7 clicks up for the optimal factory tune. Step 12. Alternator belt tension. The alternator provides continuous electrical power to the battery and mechanically drives the water pump. If the fan belt is missing or improperly tensioned, the car will quickly die or fail to crank effectively. Push the alternator completely away from the engine block, tighten the adjustment screw, and then back it off by exactly 2 clicks for perfect tension. Step 13. Ignition coil functionality. The ignition coil transforms battery voltage into the high voltage needed for the spark plugs to detonate the fuel. Our testing showed that missing the small wiring connection on the top of the coil guarantees a total ignition failure. Double-check this specific connection using the wiring mesh tool to ensure electrical continuity. Step 14. Main engine ground connection. Every electrical circuit in a vehicle requires a solid ground block to function properly. In my summer car, the starter relies on a dedicated ground wire connected directly to the engine block. Verify that the ground wire is routed from the battery terminal to the starter mounting bracket and firmly bolted down. Step 15. Fluid levels and vital fluids. While a dry engine might crank momentarily, it will instantly seize and fail to sustain ignition. We mandate checking the motor oil, engine coolant, and clutch fluids before any physical startup attempt. Ensure all fluid reservoirs are filled to their maximum markers to prevent catastrophic internal engine damage. Step 16. Head gasket integrity. A blown head gasket eliminates engine compression, making internal combustion physically impossible. If you recently overheated the Satsuma or improperly tuned the carburetor, the gasket may have completely failed. Remove the cylinder head and inspect the gasket for dark burn marks, replacing it immediately if any structural damage is found. Step 17. Camshaft gear alignment. Engine timing relies entirely on the precise alignment of the camshaft gear with the main crankshaft gear. Our engine breakdown analysis proved that if the timing marks on these 2 gears do not match perfectly, the valves will violently collide with the pistons. Disassemble the timing cover and ensure the alignment marks are pointing directly at each other. Step 18. Advanced Save File Diagnostics Validation. When visual inspections fail, third-party save file editors can provide deep diagnostic insights into the game logic. We verified that using these tools can confirm if a component's where value has dropped to 0, meaning it is permanently broken. If an editor shows all values as perfectly normal, but the car still refuses to start, immediately refer back to our first step regarding official game file integrity. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.